this is Robyn. Welcome to my Hippo Happiness online class video. You guys, I am so excited about this class and I'm so happy about this bundle and the release. It is absolutely so adorable. So I hope you guys enjoy this class video and thank you so much for signing up for this class. This stamp set really means a lot to me. Being a $1 Million Achiever, you get to help design a stamp set, and this stamp set was all of my very own idea, and I'm just so grateful that it was released finally because it's so adorable. Okay, so I am going to let you know, if you're new to my online classes, welcome. We are so happy to have you with us today, and my classes are a little bit different than my regular YouTube videos. Get comfortable, get your favorite treats, your snacks, your drinks, get in comfy clothes, and I want you to imagine that you're in my pink loft with me. My pink loft is the name of my craft room. I know that's kind of crazy, but I think it's important that we name our craft area, our craft space. So I just want you to imagine that you're sitting around the table with me and we're creating these projects together. All right, so let me start by telling you everything you should have received in your pack, and then also the additional items that you'll need to complete these projects. So the class included the Hippo Happiness bundle, which is the stamp set. And I'm so happy that it's photopolymer too. I just love working with the photopolymer stamps. And then the humongous die set. Did you guys realize that this die set was so huge? I about fell off my chair when I got the completed die set. Through an email from the designer, and I just couldn't believe all that was included. So this is such a great deal for the amount, for the price point of this bundle. Okay, so you received this, and then also we're using the shimmery crystal effects on all of the cards as well. Just a reminder, when you guys are using the crystal effects, don't stack a completed card right on top of each other. Just give it time to settle and dry. I usually just do it overnight, and then the next day they're fine, they're good to go. And then also you have received my pink package, my nice fun bubbly wrap. Now if you guys didn't read this in the email update that I sent, this little bump on the back, if you feel it, because I even put one in my pack. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. This is the exclusive enamel pin, is in the actual pink. I didn't want it to get stuck. Sometimes when you send things through the mail, there might be a little opening in the package. I didn't want it to slip out, so I put it in here, kept it nice and protected. This is how I open mine. I'm going to just show you really quick, and then I'll show you everything else you need. Okay, here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Just pull it open, and if you're very careful, you can reuse this bag if you want. I sometimes just use it for the bubble part, for the packaging, just to give some added protection. Okay, so here is your class packet. Now don't forget to reach inside and pull out the cutest little enamel pin that I had custom made that has the cute little hippo on it. This hippo is a little bit different. I had its face isn't up like that, and it's just so cute. Isn't this amazing? And I had them made just for the class, those that sign up for my online classes for Hippo. I don't normally do it for every class because that would just be a little too much money for the classes for me to design those. Okay, so now in addition, you're going to need a black ink pad. I'm using the Tuxedo Black Memento. You'll also need a basic gray or a gray ink pad. If you don't have gray, you can get by with, if you want to just use your black ink pad and stamp it off once just to make a lighter version. Your card might look a little bit different, but it'll still be fine. It'll still work just great. The three colors you're going to need from the Brights family, we're using Bermuda Bay, Gorgeous Grape, and Melon Mambo. So in addition to everything, you're going to need blocks for your stamps. I've already mounted all of mine on our clear mount blocks. And so these are handy to have. I have mine all ready to go. Let's see, I think you might need the Stampin' Scrub or a way to clean off the stamps in between. I'm using a Big Shot today. pretty soon I will be able to use our new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I can't wait. As a demonstrator, I get to order mine on August 1st, and as my customer, you guys can order yours a month later. I'm so excited. Okay, you'll also need your adhesives, and I don't think we have any ribbon. I don't think we're using scissors, but you might want to have those handy just in case. And I'm using our new Stampin' Seal Plus. So we have the new Stampin' Seal that, here's mine right here, that has replaced, no, that's the Plus. I've already ordered a bunch. You guys can tell I'm using them a lot. I've already actually gone through 2 refills of this today because I was working on customer thank you cards and some swap cards with demonstrators. Okay, so this is just the regular Stampin' Seal. And this has replaced the snail. And the Plus is supposed to replace our old Fast Fuse, if you remember that. This is way better than Fast Fuse. In fact, I have decided that I'm just going to be using the Stampin' Seal Plus for all of my projects. It has little strips of adhesive. I love it. And you can even use it with boxes. I'm probably going to use this instead of the tear and tape on most of my projects as well. It's very secure. I actually did a box with it a couple days ago and it's still stuck together. You can't even pull it apart. And it's great for scrapbooking as well as all of your card making. And there was my yappity yap part. So now if you were in my craft room, I'm sure I'd be talking a lot more than that. So you're getting just a little sneak peek of how much I like to talk. All right, so I did put a label on your packet. So if you forgot which class this was from, I know a lot of you guys have taken many of my classes, so I was able to put the labels on that. Okay, so this class has a few bonuses. So one of the bonuses, did you guys like your unicorn poop? Wasn't that super cute? I'm sorry. I know, I just thought it was so fun and so cute. So I threw that in there. You also got the enamel pen. And then as a bonus, anytime you sign up for one of my classes, all of the materials to make the cards, all of this part is a gift for me. You don't pay for this. There's no added cost. I've added an additional 2 cards to this class. So instead of 6 cards, we get to make 8. And there's 4 designs, and you make 2 of each of the 4 designs. I will be making 1 of each of the 4. So just remember, you get to make 2. And another added bonus is I put in our Whisper White envelopes, and you have 8 here. There should be 8. And I physically did everything for every part of this class. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing any cardstock. So if you notice you're missing a strip, please check the floor, check around you. I double and triple checked. Everything should be there. I cut it all myself and I counted because I've had it happen before where I've sent out a pack and I've, I don't want to have to send out more missing pieces. So it's all here, thankfully. And we'll just jump right in and get started. Okay, so let's start. I have a super basic, fun, easy card, and that's going to be this one on the top. Keep everything in the order that it is in the pack. That will help you with the projects and completing them. If something falls off, just try to find out where it was or just follow along with me, because that just makes it easy for you guys to complete the projects. So for this card here, we're going to have 2. I'm going to do 2 different stacks because I'm just making 1 of each. And just to kind of show you what you should have. You're going to have 2 black, 2 Whisper White. Oh, I forgot the most important part. I will show you that in a second. 2 Melon Mambo, 2 strips of the Whisper White, and then you're going to have 1. You'll only have 1 of this 1/8 sheet of cardstock. Okay, we only need 1. So you're going to stamp 2 images on it, 1 for each card. Now, on your pack of materials, and I need to go over this because I know we have quite a few new class members today with us. Hopefully you guys will join us for upcoming classes. Okay, at the very bottom, above your chipboard, you can slide this out carefully. I do not do class PDFs with the pictures. This is my picture as the video. I'm a very hands-on teacher, and I don't like to spoil the surprise. So you guys, if you want to see what they look like, just scroll to the end of this video and you can see all of the completed projects. But if you're like me, I like to make them as I go and create them. Here is our class supply list. So this is what you could call the PDF, but I don't put the pictures on there because I want them just to be seen as you make them. This has all of the 4 different designs, and it has all of the sizes I've used and all of the item codes for all 4 different designs. And then down here, if you'd like to place an order and reorder any of the items to make them yourself, you can order directly from my shopping page, shopmypinkstamper.com. If you would like to join my team for $99, I also have this down here, joinmypinkstamper.com. And we'll go ahead and just finish up that card. All right, so this is going to be a very long class. Typically the classes are about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. This one might be a little longer because it's such a special class. I'm so happy. I love it so much. Okay, so this one, we're using the Melon Mambo, and we're also using the black. Okay, and we're going to be using the butterfly. So look for the butterfly, and then also look for the butterfly, the solid part with the butterfly. And then we're using the little trail for the butterfly. Now this is actually my logo. It's the butterfly looks a little bit different because we wanted to make it fun and chunky, and that you could add a face to it. But this is pretty much taken from my Pink Stamper, my logo, which I think was so nice that they were able to do that. Okay, now we're going to be using Fluttering By to Say Hi. Fluttering By to Say Hi. Okay, and we're going to be stamping on quite a few things, few areas. You're going to need a background piece of paper for this card. So I'm using our Stampin' Grid paper, and I'm just going to fold it in half. We only need a little portion of it. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is, remember, we're only going to be using just a little bit of this for one card. If you're doing... Okay, I accidentally got kicked off of my video, so I'll go ahead and try to remember where I was. Okay, we're going to be making the butterfly first. I do have a background piece of paper. We're going to be starting with the Melon Mambo ink, lock it into place, and then we're going to be stamping the cute little butterfly right here. Just stamp it, or ink it up, and then just stamp it. We're really only using a little bit of this cardstock. So 1 for 1 card, and then 2 if you're going to make both cards right now. And then I'm going to set this aside. We're going to be using it in just a minute. Now I'm going to take the solid butterfly. I'm going to stamp it off first on my background paper. This gives me a lighter version, so it just kind of fills it in with a softer color. I'm going to set that. I'm done with that one. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and just set this aside for a sec. Let's pull out our little strip of paper, and we're going to stamp Fluttering By Just to Say Hi. It's going to go off to the right. And I love the photopolymer because they're clear and you can see exactly where you're stamping it. So we'll set that aside. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the Melon Mambo cardstock right here, and we're going to make a fun little background. This is one of my first loves with stamping, and especially Stampin' Up, was that I could make my own backgrounds. I was a big scrapbooker, and I loved that I could just create all the backgrounds I wanted to. So we're going to be doing that right here. And I have the background because you're going to want to stamp off all around the sides. This gives you a seamless look. It makes, if you just keep all of your images within the box, it looks smaller and it actually doesn't look as, like I said, seamless. And I try not to do any sort of pattern. I just kind of space them on there however I want. We'll be covering up some of these. Okay, and now I'm going to set that aside. All right, now we do have a little more stamping in just a few minutes with the black. So keep your black out. Put this over here. Okay, so now there's only one die that we're using with this one, and that's going to be the butterfly. So let me grab the butterfly, set that aside. Okay, so now let's take our little butterfly that we stamped. I'm going to put that right here and turn this. If you've never used dies before and this is your first time, the cutting side is always on the bottom and the smooth side is on the top. And just line it up. Now there's 2 little dots, and this is genius, you guys. find to where the little dots are filled with the, you'll be able to see the pink through the dots, and that'll help line up the antenna and the rest of the body. I'm just gonna run this through. Now we will be able to put this card together, and these dies just pop out so easily. Look at how cute that is right now. And then save this for your other project. We have one more stamp to do, but we're going to do it after we start putting some of this together. Now we're going to fold the black piece of cardstock in half. Now, because this is a darker color paper, I went ahead and added a piece of the Whisper White in there. And now we can also, I'm going to go ahead and put a little butterfly on the corner of this, or actually I could have it go all the way up and down the sides. I don't have my background paper anymore, but I'll do my best to try to keep them cute, huh? Isn't that so cute? So you can just write your little message, whatever you would like to say. And then I'll add some of our adhesive. Now this is the Snail Plus. A little goes a long way. You won't see me using a full strip of it anymore. I'm just going to put this in the center. Okay, isn't that so fun? And now I'll go ahead and take the Fluttering By to Say Hi strip. And I'm going to go put that on there. Okay, now I'll go ahead and just add this on right here. Okay. And I'm going to snip off just the end that's sticking over. It might be a little bit short. And then we'll add some more adhesive to the back of this. And I'll put this right on here. And I wanted to give you a nice big border for this one. And now we're not going to add this yet, but the butterfly is going to go right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the little swirly, and the bigger part will be up at the top, but really it probably doesn't even matter. We're just going to stamp this right here. And then my butterfly will just kind of, we just need one little dimensional or one dimensional. And I'm going to have that just hanging off of it right here. Just kind of off to the side like that. I mean, isn't that so cute? I love this card. I think I did the same with this. Yeah, I did. I put them all up the side. Okay, so there's card number one, card design. Let's get going. The next card is going to take a little more time. So we're going to grab all of the product we need for the next card. That will be everything above the Coastal Cabana. So I'll set this aside. Now this one does have the most pieces of cardstock. You'll have 2 of everything for this one, except you're going to have 1 piece of Whisper White that's this size, and then you're going to have 1 piece of Whisper White that is this size. We'll just set those aside for now. And then I'm going to put these into 2 different stacks. Just really quickly. There's a lot of paper. This one was a fun. This one is going to be the unicorn card, and we needed silver for the unicorn, right? And then we also needed to have all of the colors for the rainbow, because we're going to make it kind of a rainbow card. All right. Now, let me see here. I got an extra purple over here. You should have 5 or 6 colors for the rainbow. You don't really need all of them. Some of them are going to be hidden a little bit, but I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, that one goes right there. Okay, I know you guys are curious. What are we doing? This card is going to be so much fun. Okay, so we will do our stamping first, and we're going to be stamping on this piece right here. We are going to be doing a little bit of stamping after, but right now we'll do the beginning stamping. We're going to pull out "When in Doubt, Be a Unicorn," because that is the perfect sentiment. This will go on the bottom right area around here, okay? and then we'll use the black in just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and pull out the Melon Mambo again. And we're going to be stamping the unicorn. And we're doing the same thing. You'll want your background paper. We're doing the same thing that we did with the butterfly. I just happened to do the two projects that have the Melon Mambo in a row. Grab the, it's actually a horse or a unicorn. So we'll grab the solid one first. So for this one, we're going to be making it lighter first. So stamp in the Melon Mambo and then stamp off on your background. And then you're going to be, okay, so you have your horse / unicorn. And then we're going to do the more intricate detail, will always be the darker color. And then this one, I'm just going to line up. I usually line up the feet and then the ears. And then just, you know, hope for the best. And it lined up perfectly enough. And that's all we need for this one. Now I forgot to point out, let's go back for a second. Now there is a little bit, there's a little smiley face, so you can do it with or without the smiley face. And I'm gonna leave it off of this one, but I'm gonna show you. It's really itty bitty, teeny tiny. It's right here, and I just had that with the black. And also, I'm just kind of going back to this card for a minute. We're going to take the Shimmery Crystal Effects, and it might be best to kind of try it first on your background where you're not going to be stamping. Squeeze it out a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to be squeezing this on the wings, and then when it dries, it's just so pretty. It gives you a nice little shimmery, kind of like water, like clear water. So this one has it already dried. It's ready to go. And just remember, like I said, don't stack them up. I don't know how many people I know, stampers I know that have layered things on top. I'm sure you have as well. I've done it myself on accident once something was wet, not ready. Okay, so now I'm using the tuxedo black, and I'm going to grab my horse face or the unicorn face, and it's the one that's kind of off to the side like this. I'm gonna stamp this in the black, and I like to line up the nostrils. If you line up the oh, that was actually really good. Line up the nostrils, it gives you a really good like, what is that word? Guide to where to stamp it. Okay, so now before we go through do our die cut work, we're going to be doing something super fun. We're going to take this piece here, and we're going to take all the strips except for, we're not going to be using the black right now. So I'm going to start with the Coastal Cabana. I'm going to give you the order I want to use. You can use whatever order you want. Now I might switch. Maybe I'll use my, if you have your snail, you can use your snail or your other adhesive. I'm not sure how this one's going to work. We'll do it. I am going to have to do this all the way across and you'll see why. It needs to all be solid. I'm going to line this up, the top left. Doesn't have to go, if it doesn't go all the way over to the side, it's going to be okay. They might be a little bit different sizes, and that's okay because we're going to be cutting it out. So I'm starting with the Coastal. The next color I'm doing, oh, I need to go all the way down. I broke my own rule. Go all the way down. And then we're going to be using the Bermuda. You guys having so much fun? Isn't this the best bundle? I'm serious. It's so fun. I'm just gonna pull this down. You see those little strips? I love those. They're my favorite. And I'm just gonna line it up, just kind of push it up against the next color. Then I'm using our Mango. I think I forgot a color. Oops. I'm gonna grab the purple. I think I should have, it doesn't really matter. This actually looks really pretty. This looks really fun. Okay, I'll add the purple on here. And if you're doing both at the same time, go ahead and add the other colors as well. Okay, and I'm adding our Mango Melody. I have sticky now. I'm gonna flap it over. Okay, Mango Melody. And then now I'm adding Daffodil Delight. So you're really getting to see a lot, over half of our brights on here. Okay, there we go. This one's a little short, it doesn't matter. And then just put the rest on as many, and you might not be able to put all of them on there. It doesn't really matter because I'll show you what we're doing in just a few minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to grab the die for the unicorn. You'll also want the unicorn horn, which is really small. Don't lose it. It's very easy to lose if you're not careful. And then for this one, we're using the largest of this frame set. Aren't they so fun? They nest within each other. So we're using the largest one. Okay, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to pull out my die cut machine. And then this is really super fun. We're just going to take this and we are going to pull it to the side a little bit. Now, once you have your other ones on, your next one will probably take a little bit of the yellow. If you want to have more of all of the colors, turn it like that. But even if this next grouping might be missing the yellow on the bottom, and you'll have the yellow on the top instead, and that's totally fine. There's plenty of room for both. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just run that through and show you how cute it looks. Isn't this so fun? It's my straight strip background technique. Super easy to do. I have a couple videos on my channel showing how to do it as well. All right, so we're gonna pop this out carefully, and there we go. Isn't that so fun? Oh my goodness, are you freaking out? Are you freaking out yet? So cute. Okay, I hope you guys are enjoying this class so far, having so much fun. Are you guys eating your unicorn snacks right now? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and line up our horse. This one doesn't have any little extra dots, so just line it up the best you can. Now, we're using this silver. This is actually going to be an element on our card, but there's a part that's going to be covered right here. So we're using that tiny little part because we only need a itty bitty little tiny part for the horn. Is that what it's called? Unicorn horn, right? Unicorn horn. Okay, I'm gonna carefully put this on here and I'm gonna hold it down so it doesn't move. I'm gonna do that again because it looks like it needs to be down a little bit. Okay, perfect, perfectly. All right, run that through. Okay, and that is all the dies that we're doing for this one. You can set this all aside. Let's look at what this looks like. Pull this out, so cute, so adorable. Set that with my scraps for the next card, and then be very careful. Like mine just flew. We need this. Just make sure that that's in that one spot. Okay, I'm just gonna grab my pair of scissors and just poke that out really quick without cutting myself. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. I've made a ton of these unicorn cards, so that's why I wanted to stick a little bit more. It says, you're still making unicorn cards. Yep, I am. Okay, I'm using the Mono, it's called Mono Liquid Glue. It's the multi-purpose glue that we have, and I'm going to turn this around. And I'm going to add just a little dot to the top of my horse's head right here. Just a little tiny dot. And then I'm going to put this on top here. Okay. Right here. There we go. Cute little horn. So cute. I don't need that for a bit. And now we can go ahead and put this card together. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit more work, but it turned out great because when I'm designing these cards, I am all over the place. I am like the Tasmanian Devil. Do you remember that cartoon? I'm really like that. I'll start designing. I'll go from one end of the craft room to the other. And then I look at my mess and I have a masterpiece and I'm thinking, okay, now I have to show everyone how to make that card in the class. So I hope I remember. And I did with this one. All right, I'm gonna grab the Snail Plus. I really highly recommend the Plus. And the Seal I like as well, but I like the Plus because I like the way it rolls off. It's a little more expensive, but you get a lot more on the roll and you don't have to use as much. So remember the days of using just a little bit. This will stay using this little bit, this amount. So I'm just layering these all up. Okay, and now I'm going to add, what's next? We're gonna add the silver. Now when we add the silver, we just use that little portion for the horn. We wanna make sure that that is in the middle of the card because we're gonna cover it up. Okay, just like this. And now we're going to I'm going to use my glue dots. You can use your multi-purpose glue. If you're careful, you could probably use the plus. Just to use a couple little strips. I'm just going to grab 3 of the glue dots. And then I'm going to just layer this across over here from one side to the other side, like that. And now we're going to take our cute little unicorn and I'm going to just add a little bit of the seal plus on here. And I'm going to stick this on this circle vellum, like that. Okay, and now I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to grab, I think our regular dimensionals will work. One here, and then I think I'm gonna use a mini, or you can cut a regular full size in half if you want to, but I have our little minis right here. I'll just put one right there. And like this. And I'm gonna put this, oh wait, I'm not gonna put this on yet. I'm glad I stopped myself. We're going to take the Memento Black and we're gonna use the little stars. And the stars are going to go, I just kind of have them going down like this. Okay, just kind of like that. If you wanted to add more, you could. It's totally up to you. And now you guys will see what we're doing. We're gonna add the horse, or the unicorn. I called it a horse right here. And it's kind of floating up with the little, okay? And you don't have to make that sound, but that's kind of what it's doing there. All right, I'm going to add 5 dimensionals. Feel free to use more or less, whatever you like to use when you're using our Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm pulling the backs off, and then I'm adding this right here, and we have our beautiful unicorn card. Because when in doubt, be a unicorn, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? This is, well, I love them all. I would say this one's my favorite, but I really do love them all. Okay, I'm going to grab, and I am taking this, the Crystal Effects. I'm just going to add it on the tail of this one. And if you want to also add it on the stars, you can as well. So I'm going to add it on the tail, and then I'm going to just put a little dot on each of the stars, just so they will shimmer when it dries. It kind of flattens when it dries as well. Okay, just make sure you don't layer it on top of another card. Like I almost did. I wasn't even thinking, and I almost laid it right over. I can put it on top of that one. Okay, time for card number 3. Are you guys ready? Are you so excited? All right, let's grab our next stack, and that's going to have the white card base. So lift everything up that has the white card base. Set this aside, and you're going to have 2 of everything except for the Highland Heather. You'll have 1/4 sheet, and you'll have 1/4 sheet of this Whisper White right here, okay? So we'll have 2 of everything else. So I'll go ahead and put these in 2 stacks. There we go. Yeah, there was a lot of cutting involved with this class, a lot more than normal because there's so many cute dies to use. So I wanted to make sure we got to use, I think we used almost every stamp set and a lot of the dies for sure. Okay, so for this one, we're going to be doing quite a bit of stamping. So just remember, we're only going to use half of this for one, just so don't go all crazy and use more of it. Unless you want to use some of your extra one from the butterfly, then you can get all crazy with it. It's up to you. Okay, we're using Bermuda Bay. And we're using the Gorgeous Grape for this card. So let's start with our Bermuda Bay. Open that up. And we're using the Hippo. So I'm going to grab my solid Hippo. And I'm going to stamp it in the Bermuda Bay. And then I'm going to stamp it off so we can get a lighter version. And I'm going to stamp it right here. And we're using a lot of this paper, so kind of utilize it. Oops, I accidentally put it on pink, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to use this again. So just set this aside. And then now we're going to use the more here it is, the more detailed hippo. And I line up the ears and the feet normally. Where is it? Here we go. I kind of am. Yay, I did it. Okay, and I'm gonna set the hippo aside because I'm done with that part of the hippo. And then next, I am going to be grabbing the balloon. So the balloon, I'm going to ink up and we're going to stamp once and twice on the same paper. We're going to be using both of those. Okay, let me set this aside for a minute. Grab your background piece of paper, and now we're going to be stamping on this piece of Bermuda, and you want it to be portrait like this, so it's going to look just like this. And then we're going to take the solid one, the solid hippo, and we're going to make our own background. So just ink it up and have so much fun. Just fill it all up. So fun to make your own backgrounds. Okay. Here we go. So adorable. All right. Have its little tail sticking right on there. Okay, so that's all of the Bermuda that we're using. So we can set this aside. And I don't think we need it for any of the other projects, so you can actually put the Bermuda and the Melon Mambo away for the rest of this class. Okay, now we're going to be using the Gorgeous Grape. So pull out the Gorgeous Grape, and we're going to grab our piece of Whisper White again, and we're going to grab this little bow tie or bow, whichever you want to use it for. We're going to ink that up. We're going to stamp it on here. Okay, just like that, and we're done with the bow. We will need it for the last project. And now we're going to clean off. I'm using our Stampin' Scrub and Mist. Whoops. And here's our new Stampin' Mist, the new bottle. I love it. It's the perfect size because I use it all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and just clean off my balloon. I don't remember where I sprayed it. Is that funny? I'm gonna go ahead and clean off my butterfly because we're using that as well for another project. Where did I just spray that? Oh, right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna clean off the bow because we're using that as well. And then the solid butterfly, where did I put that? We're using that too, so might as well do it while I have it all out. Okay, now let's go ahead and take our finger and stick it in our Gorgeous Grape. I'm just kidding, don't do that. That is not required. That just happens to me when I'm filming. All right, so now we're going to take the balloon, or like my kids used to call them when they were little, balloonies. We're gonna take the balloonie. Oh, I love this balloon. I love this stamp set, you guys. I can't even. All right, that's all of the stamping. And we will need the Gorgeous Grape for the last card. Oh, we actually need the Melon Mambo as well. So I'm gonna set that aside. Okay. Hopefully I'm not confusing you and you're following along. I like to give very detailed instructions in my classes. You may be an avid stamper that's been stamping for years, but it's always nice to get a reminder as you're making the projects. That's how I feel. Okay, so we're gonna take, oh, I forgot one thing. Let's grab our Memento Black. We forgot to give our hippo a face. That's a problem. So I'm gonna take the Memento, and I'm gonna take this is the biggest smiley face in the bunch, and just line it up on the nostrils. And there we have our little smiley face. So adorable. Okay. And now I can go ahead and put this right here. Okay, so now we're going to be using the hippo, the bow, and the balloon right here. Okay. All right, you guys. I just took a break for a second and I was reading some of your comments that I got after I sent the update for the email. You guys are so sweet. I love that you're so excited for this class. This is probably going to be my favorite class of all time, and you can say you were in it. Okay. I'm putting these on all of the items, the bow, and guess what? It's okay if they don't line up perfectly. Paper crafting does not require perfection. Let's That's my tagline because it's true. You don't want it perfect. I mean, sometimes it's nice if things line up, but you want your family and friends to look at it and say, oh my goodness, she made this herself, or he made this himself, right? Because then it just makes it seem super special. All right, we're gonna do this 2 more times with the balloons. I'm gonna run this through right here. All right. Run this through. And, okay, and run this last one through up here. All right, okay, now we can put this one together. This is almost half of the cards in the class. Oh, wow. I can't believe it. Okay, my balloon's a little off, but guess what? I'm gonna make it work. It's gonna look perfect enough. I have to show you guys that I do what I say I'm going to do, right? That doesn't have to be absolutely lined up perfectly, but there was plenty of cardstock if that does bother you. You can change it up. Okay, let's start with our card base. Since we don't have any ribbon to add or embellishments that need to be wrapped around, I like to start with the bottom up. And the next one, oh, we do need to do one more thing through the, with the dies. I'll do that in just a second. We're gonna add the black onto the Whisper White, and you'll have a nice and big border again. I like to give the nice chunky borders. And we're going to add the Bermuda onto that. Do you like how I'm just using the corners? I am so happy that I'm able to do that. Okay, now I'm going to take my glue dots. Where did I put them? Right here. And I'm gonna take the strip of, what color is this? Gorgeous Grape. It's all on the supply sheet. If you guys remember me telling you that, you can find everything you need. And then this is going to go about 1/3 of the background. Okay, just press it in there. And now we are going to take this piece of Highland Heather and we're gonna grab our machine. All right. And I am using the medium. Out of all of the die shapes, this set is probably my favorite, although I've used all of them multiple times. I like how they nest in each other, but they're different shapes. I think it's really cool. I love how they did that. And I loved how a bunch of them are stitched shapes. So I'm gonna run that one through. Okay. And now we can finish this card. Set this aside for your other card. There'll be plenty for you to do 2 of those. Okay, now, before we do anything, okay, we're gonna put this right here. This is going to go from side to side, but we're not going to add it yet. We're going to take the little balloon string and we're gonna take the black again. And this is actually, we're going to stamp this 3 times, but I'm using this as a guide. I'm going to move this. We wanna cover the bottom part of it up. So I just wanna make sure that the bottom is covered nicely. Okay, so it's going to go right here and then this one will go right there. So those will be nice and covered because we're going to be adding the balloons over there. Did we not add the sentiment yet? Oh, we also need to add the hippo birthday. So let's go ahead and to the bottom of this, we're going to be adding hippo birthday with our black. From side to side, it's a perfect fit. Look at that, hippo birthday. I love it. All right, so now we'll add our little hippo, and I'm going to take some dimensionals, our regular full size, and this one you can use 2. They'll fit on there nicely. And I'm going to add that right on here. And then I'm going to take this little cute little bow tie and I'm going to use our glue dots. And I like using the glue dots for little pieces like this because I can just maneuver it with my finger. You could also use your the multi-purpose glue. Now, if you wanted to, you could put this up here and make it a little purple hair bow, or you can make it, I'm gonna make it just a little tie. It's up to you what you want to do. It's so versatile. I love it. Okay. And now we'll go ahead and take off the backs of these. And I'm going to add this right here in the center. And then let's turn over our balloons. And I'm going to be using just the adhesive for the light Bermuda. I'm just going to grab some of this. And then the purple, I'm also just going to lay it flat like that. Okay, so the purple is going to be right here. Okay, and then the light Bermuda, or you can switch up the colors. And then I'm going to use one dimensional on the center of this balloon so it pops up. So it gives it a little bit of dimension. And I just threw the dimensional directly on my floor. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so cute. Now for this one, you can add the shimmery crystal effects anywhere you'd like. I'm going to add it directly onto the bow tie, and then it'll dry and it'll look nice and shiny and shimmery. I'll show you right now what it looks like dry. Here it is dry with the shiny. And then you can also, on this one, I think I added it to the balloons, just the sides, just the shimmery part. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. We have one card left. I cannot believe it. I wanted this class to go on and on forever. All right, let's grab our last stack. So this one, we're going to have 2 pieces of the Melon Mambo. I can't think right now. 2 Whisper Whites. These are all in order, so make sure that those, because there's another Whisper White that we have. 2 of the Highland Heather, 2 of the Basic Gray, and then you'll set those aside. We're going to have 1 of the quarter sheet of Whisper White, 1 Coastal Cabana, and 1 Granny Apple Green. Okay, these are gonna go with the dies, but let's do our stamping first. We're going to need a background piece of paper again, so grab your background piece. And I'm using Basic Gray for this. Now, if you had black, the very first step, you're gonna be stamping off 3 times instead of just once. 2 times instead of just once. So grab your solid sheep. This is gonna be our sheep card. I'm using the Basic Gray. I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp it here. We're gonna do that one more time. So if you don't have gray and you're using black, let me just show you on a black really quick, since I'm not using that one again. Okay, so if you're using black, you're going to be inking it in the black. Then you're gonna stamp off 1, not on the card. Let me do this again. 1, 2, and then you're gonna stamp right here, our stamp, and it gives you kind of a light version of the black. It looks similar to the gray, okay? And then for the sheep, we're going to grab our sheep. It looks like this. It's got the hair and it's so cute. So I'm using the Basic Gray on these 2. I'm just gonna line up the ears and the top of the head. Good enough. I think I have something on there. It's fine. It's fine, Robyn. Okay. And if you're using the black, should I put this away? Yeah, I'm gonna put this away. Okay, I do need the black anyway. So if you're using the black, then you're going to be doing the same thing. You're just going to ink this up and you're gonna stamp it off 1 time. And then we're going to go ahead and see, it'll give you a gray. I have something on here. Oops. Okay, so see, it's just a little bit different version of the gray. It's still a perfect way to do it. Okay, let's grab our little sheep face, and it's this one right here. So we're going to put this one. There's not really anything to line it up with, so you can just stamp it wherever you want on the face. So cute. Okay. All right, let's put our black away for now. We're going to need it one more time. So let's now take the bow. We're gonna have to clean it off because I think we just used it with the purple. Did we use it? I think I cleaned it off already. I don't remember, but it's clean. So we will just move on from here. We're going to use Melon Mambo. And I'm going to stamp that one right there. Set that aside. And we're also going to be now, that's all of the Melon Mambo for the whole class. Let's grab, what color do I need? I need the Gorgeous Grape and my background paper. And we're going to do a purple butterfly. So let's go ahead and give this one full strength. Okay. And then we are going to, I think I did that one. We need this one. We're going to use the body, and let's go ahead and stamp it off once on our background paper. Best to stamp it where there's no other ink so it doesn't pick it up. Okay, perfect, enough, so cute. All right, we need our purple still, so let's set that aside. Those are going to be with our dies. We're going to be using one of the little flowers. Did you see how they added flowers in the stamp set for me? We filled in, we tried to make it so worth every cent that you're paying. I don't know where I put the crystal effects on here. What's up there? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just, we're gonna be covering up half of this, so really we only need to be using this many, but you can make your own backgrounds. Just such a selling point for me. So versatile. Are there any of you that scrapbook? I know I say I'm a scrapbooker. I haven't done it in so long, but I plan to be doing it soon. I need to do some wedding albums. Both of my daughters have been married in the last year and a half, and my son, my third child, graduated high school, so I do have some scrapbooking to do. Just a little bit for now. All right, that's all I need that for. Okay, let's go ahead and set this aside. And we're going to be using these pieces and cutting them out. Okay, I'm gonna start with this one here. We need the butterfly and the sheep. Let me put the sheep on here. I feel like I'm gonna do it sideways, but I should be able to do it maybe. It'll have to work. Yeah, that looks good, right? Yeah, that looks good, Robyn. Okay, butterfly. And remember those little holes at the top, you can simply use to line up. You still have to move the body a little bit. And then we're going to use the tie. And I think the bow tie, there's an up and a down, I think, but I don't think it makes much of a difference. It's pretty close both ways. Okay, that's what I'm going to be running through here. Okay, I just got kicked off my camera again, so I'm not sure what happened, but I just ran this through. And I'll go ahead and do it one more time with the sheep so I can put this one away. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and run this through. And then we're gonna do something fun with our last one. Okay. Just gonna run this through. Okay, now we're going to be using the last shape. I was trying to use all of the different shapes in this class. So we're going to be using this one here, the largest of the four. Did you hear that? Four that all coordinate and nest within each other. So amazing. Okay, so for this one, we're going to be using half for one. And then this one we're using half. So what I want you to do is just grab a pair of scissors. We're just gonna cut, you can just cut it in half if you want. I'm just gonna cut that in half. And then now what I'm going to do, and this is gonna kind of be off to the side a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take some adhesive and just put it on the bottom part or the top part of the screen. It's not making sense now, but it will soon. I'm gonna put this down about 2/3 of the way, so I'll cover up, so it's gonna look like this. And you'll do the same thing on the other side. Now we're gonna take this, and this is going to cut this part. This is gonna be, I'll just tell you what it is so it helps. This is like the blue sky, and this is the grass. So fun. So we're just gonna have that show up about, I have it about 1/4 inch above the part where it goes up straight. I know that was very technical what I just said, but it worked for me in my brain, my crafting brain. You guys were probably like, oh, I get that. I understood what she said because we speak craft. The little doohickey thingamabob thing, right? Okay, now ready? Okay. Yes, I was a cheerleader. You already knew it, I'm sure. Okay, look at this. Oh, so fun. And I do have, if you guys follow me on my YouTube channel, I have, I think, 2 or 3 other videos with this stamp set, and I show you some really fun things to do with the frames, which is really some more options for you guys. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and one more stamp. We're gonna take You Are Special, because it's a U. Do you get it? Because U's are EWE. You are special. That's all of the stamping. I tried to get a little ink on me, but it didn't work. Nice try. All right, let's fold our piece of Melon Mambo cardstock in half. And then I will go ahead and let's do this in different steps. We're going to take the basic gray cardstock. Okay, and I'm going to add that to the left side of my Highland Heather. And now I'm going to be adding, there's a lot of little layers here because I like to pull out the colors when I'm using them on the main layer. I like to pull them out in other areas of my card. So therefore I'm pulling out the gray, I'm pulling out the white. So it's just not so stark white. Okay, I'm gonna add that on there, turn this over. And now I'm going to add this right here. Okay, almost done. Now we're going to take, this is so, oh, there's one more stamp. Go ahead and grab your black and grab your little butterfly thingamabob, right? Because that's a technical term. And if you want to put the face on your, maybe this is a good time. Let's go ahead and grab the face so you can see how little itty bitty it is. Here's the little face for the little, so cute, oh my goodness. It's so adorable, it's so cute. Don't lose that. They cannot be replaced if you lose them, so don't lose that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. This one is going to, when we're done, it's going to be up here. So I'm just gonna have this one kind of just be right here. Okay, just put that on there. And now we can start putting this together. Okay, so let's put one dimensional on the back of each of the sheep. Don't lose your little bow. Okay, and now I'm going to put one sheep. Let me see which side. I'm putting this sheep right here to the left. Do you guys see how cute this is? They're holding hands. They're so cute. They're holding hands. Oh my goodness. I know, right? There's so much you can do with the stamp set. And the sheep, you can use these for Easter cards and spring cards. And this stamp set, I've heard people say, oh, that's a great kid stamp set. Well, I'm not a kid. It's my favorite stamp set. You can use this anytime you want. Okay, I'm gonna add the little bow right here. They're just so cute. They're best friends. They're holding hands as they frolic in the grass because they're sheep. All right, I'm gonna grab my tiny itty bitty one. I could have used a full one. That's okay. Throw this on the ground because I'd have to vacuum anyway. And then I'm gonna put this right here because there's a butterfly. Oh my goodness. My face hurts from smiling so much. It's been such a joy. I cannot believe this stamp set is finally released. And, you know, I'm just so thankful that you decided to take this class and support my stamp set release. That means so much to me. I truly appreciate you guys. Okay, so we're gonna add this one right here. Is this so cute too? Okay, grab your Crystal Effects and add it anywhere you want, really. So I'm gonna add it to my bow. And then I'm going to add it to the butterfly. I'm just kind of dotting it this time. And then just let it dry. And that is our final card in this class. Oh my goodness. I hope you all enjoyed these projects. I'm trying not to put things on top of, wait, which is the one? Okay. On top of the Crystal Effects or the Shimmery Crystal Effects. I'm truly thankful for all of you. I hope you know that. I hope you enjoyed your time with me today. And I also hope to see you in more of my online classes. I typically have a new online class once a week. And you can find them if you have subscribed to my newsletter, or if you're on my VIP page, you can find them there. Okay, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting the release of Hippo Happiness. I hope you have a wonderful night or day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.